Hello, welcome to today's broadcast. It's amazing being with you. Thank you. Because of our time, we're going to just hit it and then we're able to go. So, today we are discussing a very important topic. Very, very important topic. Now, remember, this broadcast, Simple Things broadcast, is a broadcast where will help you to become more, achieve more by doing very, very simple things. Very simple things. You will always hear me say, life is simple, but it is not easy. It is simple because there are so many principles that if you apply them, you're going to be as big, as rich, as wonderful as you want. But those principles, most times people find them difficult to actually maintain. Why? Because as far as they are concerned, they are waiting for salvation from outside of them. I always tell my friends, how many of us as parents, we don't know how to get a first class in school? Almost every parent has a recipe on how to get a first class. But how many parents graduated with first class? If your child comes to you and say, "Mommy, Daddy, how can I get a first class?" You will tell the child, read your books, don't miss any assignments, don't miss your classes, make sure you take your exams, make sure you are in class when they are teaching, do all your assignment, don't quarrel with your teachers, don't make bad friends, make sure you read your books in season and out of season, blah blah blah. But you are going to see that not every one of us as parents got a first class. It's not because we don't know how to get a first class. First class is simple, but it is not easy. That's the point I wanted to make with that. So if you understand that life is simple, but life is not easy. In other words, the things you need to have a wonderful life prosper, you know them. But the point is that can you do them? That is the problem. Can you consistently do them? That is the problem. Okay? So if you've gotten that, let's go ahead with our topic today. Our topic has to do with the three pricing techniques for mega profit in your services business. Three pricing techniques for mega profit in your services business. Now, you know about products, you know about services, you know also about platforms. Okay. Now, um, very important to note that in product business, most times, unless you find a unique value, unless you find in a unique value in the process or in the product, you can't sell above the pricing in the market. Unless you find a unique value that you are proposing either in the product or in the process of delivering the product, you cannot sell more than the market price. But in a services business, because it's not tangible, you must understand how to tangify it, to productize it, bringing out the benefits, bringing out the um, features, bringing out the value so that people can see it and they're able to, pay you for that. So the first thing we need to talk about, because I don't want this video to be more than 30 minutes, the first thing we need to talk about is that pricing is not something that is static. Pricing is a function of the value the buyer places upon that particular product or service. An example is if I am with the president I just met the president of my country or the president of America. Okay. And the president of my country or the president of America says, um, give me a piece of paper and a piece of pen, a pen that so I can write my number for you. I don't want to type it into your phone. I want to write it for you so that you can have it. Now, if I don't have pen and paper, if I turn around, if I see somebody who has pen and paper, and the person tells me this pen and paper is $1,000, is 1 million naira, is $10,000 or 10 million naira, I will pay. I'm just giving an example, not me. That person may pay for that pen and paper for that amount, but he knows that pen and paper is very, very cheap. But he will pay. Why? Because he wants to use the pen and paper to collect the number of the president of his country. He values it. The same if you had met Mother Teresa and she wanted you to copy her number, you can buy, you know, anything. You can buy the pen and paper for how much ever to be able to collect her number if the person is your idol. The same for musicians and celebrities. You can buy a pen and paper for how much to be able to collect their numbers. Is it that you don't know how much a pen and a paper cost? You know, you may buy it for less than 100 naira, less than $1. But the point is, because of the premium you place on the number you want to collect, that is why you are paying that amount. So, very much like beauty, pricing value is in the eye of the beholder. Very much like pricing, I want you to know that value is in the eye of the beholder. Value is in the eye of the buyer. Okay. So if people come to my program and register for what other people will call big money, and they say, what will this man tell you that you are paying him money that you will use to build, a bungalow and furnish it? How do you pay that money? Money you can use to go and buy land in choice places. Why do you pay that kind of money to somebody just because he needs to talk to you? The point is, I'll give you an example. I had a client who called me one night, and he's my premium client, so he paid my premium fee. And he called me one night around 12 in the night and kept calling and calling. And my wife encouraged me, "Why don't pick this number? I'll pick your mentee. He may be in trouble." And of course, that's what he paid for. He paid that because why he paid that amount. He pays so that anytime he calls you, because that's what the contract says, you will pick the call. So I picked and I found that he said he's sorry, that his blood pressure was going up and up and up, and that he knows that if he wants to go into his car and drive because his driver is not around, or he wants to do anything, that he would die. I asked him about his wife. He said she's in another room, that even quarreling and all those. And we started talking, and we talked till about 4 in the morning. And then by the time we talked for about 30 minutes, his blood pressure came down. He found out that the problem he thought was too much. I showed him other versions, other perspectives to that. And then he calmed down. And then I told him I'm flying to a city, that morning. He should meet me in that city. And he flew in to that city to meet me. And then we went ahead and all this and everything was solved. Now, can you imagine if I didn't? He's a billionaire. Can you imagine if I didn't talk with him that night and his blood pressure kept going up? He goes to his car to drive out before he could even get closer to the hospital. He's gone into coma or something. How much should I be paid for saving a billionaire from dying? How much should I be paid? So the person who is saying, "Oh, why will you pay him that amount you used to build a house? Why will you pay him that amount for just talking to you?" So how much should this man, how much should he have paid me for saving his life? So the value he saw that made him pay that amount is because in his own eye, he knows what I can do for him, and he's able to quantify his life and find out that what he's paying me is peanuts, even though to the poor man it is a very big money. He can use it to relocate all his family abroad or do this one and that one. So that's the first thing you must know, that value is in the eye of the buyer. Immediately you are able to make your what you are selling valuable to that person, the person can pay you premium for that. But because of our time, let's talk about the three techniques, the three pricing techniques for mega profits in your services business. So when I talk about services business, I'm talking about whether you're a motivational speaker, whether you're a coach, a mentor, whether you're a consultant, whatever you are, whether you are a painter, whether you are an interior designer, whether any service whether you are into massage, whether you have spa and all those, whether you're fixing nails, whether you are giving people haircut, whether you are whatever it is that is service that you're offering, if you start understanding how to go about making sure that the people who buy from you understand what you are offering and they're able to understand why they should pay you premium, then your case is solved. You can make a lot of money from what you are doing. But there are three things you need to work around, and I call them the pricing techniques because all of them connect together. Now, I'm not going to tell you all the techniques in pricing, but I'm telling you pricing techniques for mega, profits. Okay. The first thing you need to do is you must, and MUST, you must determine how much your time is worth. How much is your time worth? How much is your time worth? How much is your 1 hour worth? How much is your 2 hours worth? How much is your two days worth? Now, your ability to determine how much your 1 hour, 1 minute, 10 minutes is worth is very important. That will give you the psychological capacity and perspective to who you are. Now, let's assume your 1 hour is worth 1 million naira, which is about $1,000. That means your one day is worth about $24,000 or 24 million naira. What that also means is that immediately you understand that your price, your 1 hour is worth that, everything you are going to be doing will conduce to that, your perspective and your understanding of that 1 hour. Everything you are going to do would conduce to that. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that immediately you know that your 1 hour is worth 1 million, you are able to do everything you do every day to make sure that every 1 hour you spend will give you that 1 million naira. Now, it may not be giving you that 1 million in cash. Now, I always tell my friends that I read an average of one book every single day. Why do I do that? Now, every money I've ever made, I made them through my intellect, I made them through my knowledge, my skills, my attitude, my disposition. Now, spending time to sharpen that thing that gives me money, for me, I think it is a key activity in my life. So, what do? I know that all the money I will make in future, everything will determine on how much I have sharpened my intellect, how much I've sharpened my attitude, how much I've sharpened my skills. So I use a lot of the time I have in a day to invest in my intellect, to invest on my skills, to invest in making sure that my knowledge, my wisdom level is higher. Because every money I'm going to make will be dependent on that. Because of that, I spend a lot of time on it. Now, even though I'm not making $10,000 or 12 million naira every 1 hour, but I know that that's what my 1 hour is worth. So if you're inviting me for a program to speak in your organization or whatever it is, if you can't pay that amount, sorry, I don't know what I could do for you, because everything in my head, everywhere I play, everything I do, I sharpen my intellect to that elite level that can give me that much. Okay. If you understand that with your 1 hour, then every other thing will start, going into place. Remember, we're talking about the three techniques. So, number one is determining how much your time is worth. So starting with 1 hour. So you're going to ask, how do I find out that? Let me give you a simple example. Any money that you can call you are worth, say I'm worth $100,000, or worth $10,000, or worth 10 million naira. If you don't believe in it, know that you are not worth it. Let me tell you, you don't need to patronize yourself around it. If you say you are worth $1 million and you know you don't believe in it, nobody will pay you that. But if you say you're worth $10 million, right, $10,000 or $20,000, and you know that that's what you want, you believe in that, you cannot accept anything lower, and you're going to be looking for those who can only pay you, and you're going to prepare yourself to be like the person, to have the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude of the person who can command that amount. So it starts with understanding who you are, how much your time is worth. If you don't know how to do that, let's assume you're a cook. Find out that thing you know how to do. You draw, you cook, you sing, and all those. Now think of the governor of your state. If you're in a country like Nigeria, think of the governor of your state, or think of the governor of your state in anywhere you are. Him calling you, and or the richest man in your city calling you to come and sing for him and his wife for 1 hour, or or cook for him and his wife and his two children for 1 hour. How much will you charge that man? Remember, you're not more talking about your cooking, how much is what. You are talking about the value you want to place on that man inviting you to come and cook for him for 1 hour. That is so. If you think it's 250,000 naira, it's 1 million naira, it's 10 million naira, that is how much you are worth. And let it not just be that you're patronizing yourself. Let it be real. Let it be true. Let it be something you know you actually believe that's how much you're worth. And then you lock it in. Lock it in means don't go anything lower than that again. Now, but there's an issue. The issue is that you are going to live your life in such a way that it shows that your 1 hour is 1 million naira, or $1,000, or $10,000, or 10 million naira, 12 million naira. So what does it mean? Yeah, in watching television, you are going to find out that so when you watch television for 1 hour, that means you spend $10,000, or you spend 12 million naira, or you spend 1 million naira, or you spend whatever it is you thought your time is, or you have agreed your time is worth. If you can keep watching television, especially if television is not contributing to where you are going. Yes, it's just love the relaxation. Every time you're on YouTube and you're watching comedy, every time you are on on chat, you are chatting your time out and all those. If you cannot actually believe that because your time is worth 1 million, you cannot chat it away. Your time is worth 1 million, you cannot just joke it away. Your time is not worth 1 million, you cannot just play it away. You cannot just gossip it away. If you start living that way, now your RAS goes up. RAS, your reticular activating system. Okay, so let me write it down. Reticular activating system. Now, immediately you agree that that is welcome, glad. Immediately you agree that that is how much your time is worth. What happened is that your capacity to see only those who will buy what you are selling, your services at that 1 million, or 10 million, or 12 million, or 100,000, your capacity to see them will immediately increase. Your capacity to attract them will increase. Okay. So you need to actually believe it for it to enter into your subconscious, and then you start behaving in accordance with what you believe your 1 hour is worth. Okay. Now, most times when my friends call me and tell me, "Oh, this is my problem. Can you help me solve it?" I tell them, I am going to give you 1 hour free, and nobody has 2 hours from me free. I'm going to give you 1 hour free. I'm going to talk to you and solve. Ask me any question you want. I'm going to solve it. And remember, what I'm giving you is an equivalent, or not even equivalent. I'm giving you 10,000 US dollars, more than 12 million or 40 million naira. That's what I'm giving you with this 1 hour. Then after that, I recommend products you're going to buy from me. Are you going to buy the Executive Entrepreneurship Development Certificate course? Are you going to buy the digital awareness and marketing course? Are you going to buy the the consulting process course? Are you going to buy, vision realization course? Are you going to buy confidence university course? Are you going to buy whatever course you decide to buy? That's your business. But the point is that I've loved you enough to give you my time, and I think if you understand, that is $10,000 that I've just given you. Now I can't keep giving you $10,000, another day $10,000, another day $10,000. Then who pay for that? So because I am conscious of this, nobody has this time twice. Yeah, that doesn't mean I don't have friends I play with or chat with or joke with or while away time with, but I'm doing it in order to recover. Like today, I had class from about 8 to 10. I had 10 to 1. I had 1 to about 3:34, and then I worked on some projects in the company, and then my kids came into my office. I played with them while doing some work, and then I brought them home, played with them again. Now got ready for this. I'm going to end it in the next few minutes, and then I play with the kids again. So that doesn't mean every of my 1 hour is spent like so seriously. But for everything I do, spending time with my kids and my family is something that I value. For every 1 hour I put in, whether it is whole what $1 billion, I value that because I think that I am investing it. But if I watch television without 1 hour, I will feel remorse. I will feel unhappy. And what I do, I try to follow up. If I finish right now, I check um I'll check channels and check some other channels, television channels, and find out, what's the major thing that was said. Okay, there is cybersecurity tax, there is increase in this one, VAT is about to increase, and all those kind of things. I just check that, and I use it to do my business projections and know what the government wants at this point. What is their policy trust? How can I help MDAs? How can I help individuals, businesses to become more another? So I don't watch television. I watch ideas on television because I know how much my time is worth. I can't just waste it watching people discussing EFCC and discussing one guy that they want to arrest and discussing. That's not my business. It's the business of the television channels. They can go ahead and do that. That's how they earn their money. So, but that's not how I earn my money. I earn my money by reading and understanding patterns, algorithmizing things, developing solutions for universities, for organized private sector, for ministry department and agencies, for high net worth individuals, for schools and all those. But that's what how I earn my own money. So to that extent, I must understand how much my time is worth, and I live up to that. So that is number one technique. If you've got that, amazing. If you didn't get it, well, I can you can always come and replay this so you're able to get it. Now, if you are here, I want you to give me a thumb up, use the thumb up button, give me a thumbs up, and then take a second and share this video with your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, because it's going to help them. Okay, you can already see, working with me personally is quite some premium. So why don't you tell your friends, your brothers and sisters to be part of this so that they're able to gain. Now, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now and click on the notification button so that every time we go online, you are or post new videos, you are able to see that. Remember, my job is to help you transmogrify your ideas into results. And I believe that if you follow me for 90 days, you will quadruple your income. Okay, and that's what works for every other person who does that. So let's get back to business. So I've talked about number one, determine how much your time is worth. Then number two, I will try and end the video. So number two, determine your differentiation. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, but this person charges this and this person charges." You are not this person or that person. You are you. So you are going to determine what you charge based on um, 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 the realistic um value you bring to the table. Okay, so determine your differentiation. Now, in order to understand practical marketing strategy, there are some things you need to understand. Number one is you must understand your specialization. What are you into, and what have you niched down to? What are you into? On what I have a lot of companies doing a lot of different things, but you see, what I love doing is what I'm doing now, talking and helping people find algorithms to solving their problems. That's what I love doing. And because of that, I have really majored in that, specialized in that. I rarely get really so involved in marketing my other companies. Yeah, the one that is into real estate, the one that is into um we call it SACA, seminars and conferences asset, the one that is into billboards and public relations, the one that is into digital marketing and all those. I don't get involved marketing them personally. Why? Because I love this one. I don't want to confuse my audience about what I really do. Okay? I love my job and I don't want to confuse my audience on what I really do. So, to that extent, I am specialized on training, consulting, helping individuals, organizations, and governments to become more. That's what I love doing, turning their ideas into results. So, I don't want to come and start selling Gary, selling rice, selling this. Why I have companies that are into quite a lot, but I don't get directly involved in their marketing. Why? Because of specialization. I don't want to confuse people. I'm a musician, but a lot of people who know me as what? As as a trainer, as a consultant, as a mentor, yes, as a coach. That's what I love doing. So now you need to specialize in something, even in each one of this. You need to find out what you have niched down to. Who do you like working for? Okay. Now that is where your differentiation also comes in. Who do you like what differentiates you from all the people who do the kind of thing you do? And to that extent, that differentiation helps you to know your segmentation. So I've talked about specialization, talked about differentiation. Your differentiation, what makes you different, also helps you to know who you want to work for. And it makes you segment your customers. Now, there are different ways to segment your customers, but I will always encourage you to understand what I call Heli and Lehi. Okay? Now, Heli, Heli, stands for high, it stands for high energy, low income. So LEHI stands for high energy, low income. Yeah. Now, I'll give you an example. If you have a course in your organization and the course is 75,000 naira, if you sell 10 of those courses, you are going to get 750,000. And that means you are going to be serving 10 people. And those 10 people will give you 10 people's headache. They're going to give you 10 people's trouble. They're going to make 10 people's demand. That's what we call high energy, low income. But let's assume and then you probably every month you do 750, every month you do 750 every month, because for you to serve those 10 people, you need to give them a lot of time. You need to understand their needs and then work with them and all those kind of things. Now, if you understand that, at the end of the day, if you do 10 people every month, that's 750,000. If you do it for 12 months, that is about 7,500,000. That's for 10 months plus 1.5. That is 8, 9. That's about 9 million. But let's assume you concentrate and say, I don't want every kind of person. I'm going to do LEHI. Okay, LEHI. LEHI stands for low energy, high income. Low energy, high income. So you say you're going to do only Lehi. low energy, high income. So you want just one person every month and at the price of 1 million naira. So, and you are serious about that. You've segmented your customer, you know who you market, you are RAS solve, reticular activating system, you talk to the kind of people who you want to serve. At the end of the day, if you get, and you must get, one person times 12, that is 12 million. So this person will serve 10 people. This person will serve about 120 people. That is 10, 10, 10 every month to get 9 million. But you serve only 12 people and then you get 12 million. So the point is, it's better you understand Lehi and Heli. Now, get it right. If you are starting out in your business, don't go and say you are doing only Lehi. It won't work because you don't have the name recognition, you don't have the clout, you don't have the testimonials, you don't have the capacity, you probably don't have the intellectual prowess, you don't have the results already, you can't even point to people you've done it for, so you may not be able to just do that. So what you may want to do, you may divide them into percentage and say you're going to be doing 90% Heli and 10% Lehi. So you're going to do 10% of low energy, high income, and then you're going to do 90% of what? High energy, low income. Then as you in your second year, you do 30% um 30% Lehi, low energy, high income, and you do 70% high energy, low income. And in your third year, fourth year, you keep doing that until probably you go to 90% Lehi and 10% Heli. That way, you have grown into that. Your ability to understand this helps you a lot. So you must understand your specialization, understand your differentiation, and then segment your customers and then concentrate. That you say you are worth 100 million or $10,000 or whatever it is you're worth, you will not make people to start rushing you. You need to concentrate and be there for a longer time, insisting, working, offering free sometimes to people so that they can test and confirm whether they got the result you claim they will get. That way, you are able to actually become a differentiated person, a differentiated organization, a differentiated product brand that can offer those solutions. And then at that level, you decide who you want to work with. Like I told you about Heli and Lehi, in our organization now, we can rest for 9 months and work for only 3 months. Why? Because we decide, instead of people coming in every day one by one with 50,000, 100,000, and all those, you decide these are the people you want to work with. There were times when we had United Nations supporting some particular program. There were times we did programs for peanut because we had support. Yeah. But when we don't have such support, we go back to our premium price because these are the people we want to serve at the moment. Now, that is why you see this program now is free. That is why I take out time to do what? To do free programs, even when I'm tired, so that people who cannot afford me, afford my organization, afford our products, services, and platforms, they are able to still enjoy, those things by listening to these videos. Okay. So, but when it comes to the work, we have decided this is who we want to serve. And that is not pride. That is because you think you have paid your price and you don't have that energy to dissipate everywhere right now. Okay, so if you've got that, now the point is we've talked about the first technique is number one, determine how much your time is worth per 1 hour, per 2 hour, per 10 hour, per 24. How much is your 1 hour worth? That is the first pricing technique. The second pricing technique is determine your differentiation. When you determine that, it's because you've determined your specialization, you've determined your now you now use it to determine your segmentation, and you now concentrate to be able to push through this brand, this particular person you now or company or image you want to send to the market. Okay, so the third technique is focus on value-based pricing. Focus on value-based pricing. Now, value-based pricing is a course on its own. But let me give you an example how to look at it. Now, if I am the man I told you that I helped, you know, talking with him all through the night, that his blood pressure came down, I solved those problems for him. That man, he's a billionaire. If he had died that night, his money would have been, um, been in the bank, eaten by probably people he wouldn't have wanted them to eat it. Maybe his family may not have access to all of them. Now, how much should I have been paid? How much should he pay me for, helping him that night to bring down his blood pressure, solve that problem so that he's now a very happy person? How much should I have been paid? Yeah. So if, for instance, he's worth, let's say he's worth, 100 million naira, so 100 billion naira. Let's assume he's worth 100 billion naira because he's a rich man. He's worth 100 billion naira. Now, how much of that money, what percentage? If you give me 10% of that 100 billion, is it too much for helping save his life? If he gives me 1%, which is 1 billion, is it too much? So the point is, in value-based pricing, you are going to check what you are going to accomplish for that person. And then when you value it, you make your price based on that. It could be on percentage. What if he gives me, I'm going to help him organize his company and get funding to the tune of so amount. Okay, so I'm charging 10% of that, and that 10% becomes 10 million, for instance. Okay, so I that is how you determine what we call value based pricing. Okay, time will fail me because my time is up. I'm going to end in 4 minutes time or 3 minutes and a half. The point is your ability to understand the three pricing techniques, starting from the intangible, which is determine how much your time is worth. You must sit down to determine how much your time is worth sincerely. If you know it's worth 250,000 or 1 million naira or whatever, now every time you are spending your 1 hour, know it that you are spending 250,000 or 1 million or 2 million or 10 million or 20 million, 100 million, depending on how much you think. It's not a time to patronize yourself. It's a time to be true and tell yourself, this is how much I am worth truly. By my knowledge, by my mindset, by my attitude, by my skills, this is how much I'm worth. And you mean it. Number two is determine your differentiation. In other words, specialize in something, differentiate yourself in that thing, segment who you want to serve, and concentrate and build your elite customers or customers in accordance with your differentiation, with who you think you are, and your specialization and your segmentation of your customers. Segment and say, this is, I want to play at the lower rung, the mass. I want to play at the middle. I want to play at the high net worth individuals and organizations. Determine that. Okay, that is number two. Remember, we said number one is what? Determine how much your time is worth. Number two, determine your differentiation. And number three, focus on value based pricing. Price yourself in accordance with the value you place on what you are going to accomplish for those people. If you're going to accomplish for them something worth so and so amount, why don't they give you 10%, 5%, 2.5%, 20%, 50% of what you're accomplishing for them? That way, you can always command premium for the services you offer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing having you this evening. I want to encourage you to go through all the other videos, share this video, give us thumbs up. These are premium stuff, and I do hope you understand the value and then you use it. I am disabled in my lower limb. I had poliomyelitis when I was 1 year, 6 months. But I built my life and built my brand and built my personality and my person and businesses to where I am today without moving around, without moving around. I can't even climb the stairs. I can't even, walk around the terrain in my climb because a lot of things are not disability friendly. But you see, I've been able to use algorithms, algorithmize everything And if I can do it, you can do it even more. So I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel every Wednesday and rather every Wednesday 9 p.m. and Sunday 9 p.m. I will be here with my a manager who is managing this platform, Lady PJ, Praise Jagede. She's the person managing this. If you also want her to manage you, you can send a message to 09055559925, and she will be able to help you achieve your goal, online goal, as she is also helping me because being busy, she's the person managing, commanding me to be here at every time I need to be here. But otherwise, if not for her, I won't be here right now because I am tired. You can look at my eye. I'm very tired, but I need. I don't want to disappoint her, so I needed to be here. So if you want her to help you, hold you accountable, you can send your message to 09055559925. You can also suggest topics you want us to treat or ask us questions on that phone number, so that we are able to go ahead and use it as one of our broadcasts. Until I see you, um, 9 p.m. on next Sunday and 9 p.m. every Sunday and every Wednesday. Always remember that only doers go to the bank. Only those who do go to the bank. Just thinking and talking won't take you to the bank. Only doing takes you to the bank. Why thinking is good? Why talking is good? But learn how to do. See you on Sunday. Have a beautiful evening.